In this lesson, we're going to be looking at environmental impact. Just going to get this out of the way. This is a bit of a weird lesson because the previous ones we've been looking at have been like quite in depth and very technical, whereas this is going to be very surface level. So it's not going to be going into depth. So we're going to be looking at heating systems, traffic control systems, and car management systems, but we're not going to go too much into depth. We're just going to say, what is heating systems? What is traffic control systems? What is car management systems? Very briefly, what do they do, and then how are they good for the environment? I think it's better we get this done on online so that we don't have to do this in class and we can do the harder stuff in class. So I'm just going to get on with it really. Right, what is an intelligent system? So an intelligent system it's just a machine with a computer in it that is designed to analyze data, and it adapts and learns from it. So you could even say like a smart fridge. Like, not much people have them, but you get fridges that order you milk when you run out of milk or whatever. That's an intelligent system. But we're interested in these ones. So heating systems. What are they? It's just something that if you have a smart heating system, it will look at its surroundings and it will change the temperature depending on what data it gets. And obviously this is connected to the internet to do this. Now, by being connected to the internet, you can use an app to control it when you're away from it. And that's the most basic thing you can do. So you've got an app and you can increase or decrease the temperature. However, it can be set so when you sleep at night, whether you enter that manually or not, that it decreases the temperature. And I think it can actually learn when you go to bed and then adapt to that, your sleeping patterns, and then reduce the temperature then. Same with it will reduce the temperature when you're not at work. What's the point of turning the heating on when you're not there? If there's lots of movement in a room, so if you're exercising, you can tell I couldn't think of anything, so my second bullet point is moving furniture. How often is that happening? But yeah, if you're exercising, it will pick up on that and it will turn the heating off, for example. And it's really just trying to get optimal heating conditions, also that it can reduce its impact on the environment and reduce carbon emissions. So it's a bit weird because we talk a little bit about heating systems and then we've got two kind of car related systems back to back. And like I said, that is as much as you need to know about heating systems. What it does, why do you do it? Well, it's good for the environment because it reduces carbon emissions. That's it. Just what it is, why is it good? So, traffic control systems. The most common one is a sat-nav. So the whole idea behind a traffic control system is it will keep you safe and it will drive you more efficiently. And by more efficiently, we mean using less fuel. Why? There's a pattern here. Why? It's to be better for the environment. This is what it's all about. That's always going to be the answer. So it is considered most efficient to drive at a constant speed at a high gear. So you use low gears generally taking off in a car, but you want to be at a higher gear. Now, obviously, within reason, you don't want to be speeding down little village streets or whatever, but it's more efficient to be in a dual carriageway going 70 than it is going 10 miles per hour down a little street. It's just more fuel efficient to be going that speed. So a sat-nav will try to direct you away from traffic. Personally speaking, my sat-nav is rubbish and it seems to just direct me to traffic. So it'll say, do you want to take this alternative route? It never works if I agree to it. But that's the idea, that it directs traffic. It doesn't direct traffic, it directs drivers away from heavy traffic, and also closed roads as well to save you wasting a journey. And if you've saved a wasted journey, you've saved fuel and you've saved the environment. Again, that's the whole idea. On the topic of traffic control systems, you also get traffic light sensors, so that will detect where your car is. I'm not sure if every traffic light has these, but definitely some of them. I know like bigger carriageways like in America have these everywhere. But if you've ever seen these are magnetic plates that are trying to detect a car, and then basically, if nobody is there, they'll just keep this light on red, and then let another light on the crossing go green, and that means you can keep traffic going where there is. Downside of this though is if you've got, say if you're on a moped or whatever, it might not actually realise you're there. And then so there is a couple of downsides, but again, the whole idea is that you keep traffic moving more efficiently to reduce fuel and be good for the environment. So, and I didn't actually realise this until I started researching this, that stuff like ambulances, fire engines and that, they have sensors on them that allow them to change traffic lights. Not really immediately, I don't think, but it'll turn the other lights red and it'll make its one green so that it can just go through. I thought that was quite interesting actually. So I've actually got a video here that goes on more about the traffic lights if you're interested in it. It's only a couple minutes long, it will explain it quite well. So extra homework if you want it. No, oh god, don't start playing now. Right, last one is KOA Management Systems. So there's two of these as well. First one is the auto start-stop system. And what that is when you're driving your car and you're stuck in traffic, if you're not moving, your engine will turn itself off. Now it doesn't need to be, you don't have to like start up the car again, but it'll stop supplying fuel to the engine so that again you can save using fuel, and as such, I'm like a broken record at this point, save the environment. So it just shuts it down automatically. Now for this to work, it needs to be seamless, and it is seamless. You don't even notice it's turning off. Basically the spark in your engine just goes off, and then as soon as you put your foot down on the throttle, the spark reignites and then your engine starts up again and you don't even notice it. Like I said, very useful in traffic jams or just areas with lots of traffic lights if you're starting and stopping constantly. Last one here is the ECU. It stands for the Engine Control Unit. It takes in a bunch of different inputs from the car, so air temperature, coolant temperature, position of your foot, engine speed. We've got manifold pressure. I don't even know what a manifold is, but that's one of the things it monitors, and basically it uses all these factors and it adapts and learns, and it looks up a table and it tries to give you the most efficient fuel to air ratio, and with that it just increases the efficiency of your engine so it's not producing as much greenhouse gases. And that is really it. So again, I've got another video here if you're interested with two guys with thick New Zealand accents that will explain this much more in depth than me. If you do watch it if you're really intrigued, watch the whole thing, but I wouldn't watch past this point because it gets insanely technical at that point. I have no idea what they're talking about when they reach that, but maybe you'll enjoy it. I'm watching it again. Right, thank you very much for listening. Like I said, bit of a weird lesson. It's just something that might come up. It didn't actually, so we're in a weird position where I don't know what the questions will look like 100%. So the first hire paper, this is of the new hire, so this is only the third year running. The first time it wasn't in the paper. The second time it was cancelled by coronavirus, and so it's not actually appeared yet, so maybe this year will be the year. I would assume that it only says like, please name one example of an intelligent system and why is it good for the environment, and maybe you have to give a short description. So we're really just being prepared in the event that comes up. And the quiz here is just a few basic questions just to make sure you understand the fundamentals of it. Right, I think I've gone on long enough. Thank you very much for listening. Right, bye.